Have you ever stopped to think why YouTube is the first thing you turn on? Whether it's for news, music, learning, or whatever, or even just flat out entertainment. Here's the truth. YouTube has quietly become the world's #1 streaming platform, beating Netflix, Prime, Disney Plus, all the major networks combined. Let's break down the numbers and learn the reason why people are turning to YouTube first. First thing is, YouTube has the largest audience worldwide. Here's information I dug up. Right now, over 2.7 billion monthly active users in 2025, more than any other streaming platform. More than 122 million people use YouTube daily. And YouTube is available in over 100 plus countries around the world, in every major language. It has a massive and growing subscriber base. 125 million people have actually subscribed to YouTube's premium ad-free viewing platform. Music and premium combined, over 100 million paying members. There's over 66 million content creators. All right, get this. Users worldwide watched over 1 billion hours of content every single day. More content watched on YouTube TV than Netflix or any other streaming service in the US. So YouTube accounts for 12.4% share of all US TV watch time. Netflix, 7.5%. And the next closest is Prime Video and Disney Plus, which are much lower. When you're talking about watching YouTube on TV itself, not YouTube TV, but on YouTube, streaming via an app, Americans spend more time watching YouTube than any other service, even beating Netflix during prime time. That's incredible all on its own. And one thing you can say about YouTube, it has more content variety than any other platform. I mean, you've got live sports, news, podcasts, movies, and personal video blogs or vlogs. Your viewers can watch anything from kids songs like Baby Shark with over 15 billion views to the world's top music artists and exclusive creator series. You know, even the top music icons, you can actually find them on YouTube, and you don't necessarily have to pay a subscription to watch them on a music service. It's on YouTube, and just about everything is there. And the platform continually innovates, adding features like multi-language dubbing and AI-powered video tools, which means now, like say when I upload a video to YouTube, because I'm part of the YouTube Partner Program, it will actually dub a AI-generated voice in another language. So if somebody, say from Germany, is watching my video, it's going to recreate my words in their language. And now you're able to reach people worldwide in as many countries as YouTube is actually doing the dubbing service. So they're going to be adding more and more as time goes on, but that's an amazing thing. And they're also using AI to help with, now they're coming out with it's like split testing with your thumbnail and also your title. Whereas before it was just split testing the thumbnail. So it's actually going to be doing both. I haven't seen it yet, but it's going to be coming to more and more creators. The other thing that it does is the algorithm, as soon as you upload a video, you don't even have to worry about tags anymore because it's going through your video and picking out the tags for you. So it's already doing all the work behind the scenes as you're uploading. So if you ever wonder why it takes a little longer to upload, it's because of that reason. It's doing all kinds of things. It's actually stripping down or stripping out all your words and everything that are related to the video, subtitles and all that kind of stuff. And so, the biggest reason why I originally started doing YouTube was for education. When I wanted to find out how to do something, I would just go to YouTube and search for it. And chances are somebody made a video for that particular thing. And especially now, as time goes on, it seems like even the remote ideas or subjects that you're looking to find out more information on, chances are somebody has already made a video about it. And just because somebody has done that doesn't mean you can't make a video on it. You know, their video is going to reach a certain amount of people, and your video is going to reach a certain amount of people. And you know, you may be describing that thing in a different way than another person will. So there's definitely room for all of us to actually contribute to our own way of teaching certain content or certain advice. So YouTube just isn't for entertainment. It's for education, news, do-it-yourself information, culture, and much more. The most searched term on Google is YouTube. And don't forget, Google actually owns YouTube. So Google is the #1 search engine right now. I'm sure AI is already in the process of taking that over, but Google has got their own AI platform. And you know, YouTube is the #1 or the #2 search engine. So one of the main benefits that I like about creating content on YouTube is that, you know, when I create something, it's going to live on. It's going to stay on there. It's going to be searchable. You know, if you do your upload right, and you do your titles and your description, and you got certain keywords, you know, the whole goal in the very beginning is to get the YouTube algorithm to pick it up and show it in front of people that you wouldn't even know who to show it in front of. So, you know, a certain amount of SEO will actually keep that video alive as time goes on, especially if you're uploading more evergreen content. If it's going to be content that's going to be time sensitive, then, you know, your videos only have a certain life that they will become useful. Because if they quit searching for it, or people quit watching, then YouTube will quit showing it in front of other people. So keep that in mind. More TV screens than ever are streaming YouTube content. It's not just for phones anymore. So, you know, you're talking about your phones, where probably most people watch YouTube. You've got your iPads and your tablets. You've got your TVs at home. You know, now all of these new TVs are smart TVs, and they all have apps. And I guarantee you they have the YouTube streaming app. So once you install that on your TV, or it's probably already pre-installed because YouTube is so popular. Once you get it going, you know, you can watch just about everything you watch on your phone on TV. And also these game consoles actually have YouTube streaming as well. So and plus your computer, you can do it on your computer. There's multiple ways of actually viewing YouTube, which is another reason why it's become so popular. And you know, back in the day when I first started uploading to YouTube, remember, I was just doing this just as a place to host my videos. And at the time, you know, you would actually have to pay for video hosting services. And, you know, the more gigabytes or megabytes that your videos were, you know, it would fill up space quickly. And, you know, depending on what kind of plan you had, you'd always have to upgrade. Just like, you know, the iCloud or, you know, the iCloud storage, you know, if you max it out, then you got to upgrade. And that's kind of like what they want you to do. But, you know, YouTube has grown immensely since when I first started. I started in 2012, and everything was not near as easy to do then as it is now. I mean, YouTube has become so simple. You know, we have such better technology, better cameras. I remember I started with, you know, I forget maybe it was 720 or less. And now we're 4K, 8K. And I remember when 4K first came out, I thought, man, these file sizes are just so huge. There's no way I can even upload files of that magnitude. I mean, sometimes they're 20, 30, 50 gigabytes in size. And, you know, to upload it to YouTube is no big deal anymore. And now we've got great computers, laptops, especially with the Apple, the M chips. Those basically process video so easily and so quickly that you can actually edit very quickly and upload it to the YouTube platform. And within a matter of minutes, the YouTube is uploaded, it's processed, ready to go. It does all of its checks for you. It checks to see if you have any copyrighted content, which I love because it keeps him out of trouble. And the one thing I would just want to tell anybody that's watching right now, when you start uploading videos to YouTube or creating your content, especially when you're going to edit your videos, or when you're filming around music, please be cautious with your music. And actually, I just recommend, if you're going to do talking head videos, don't even add any music to it. It's a distraction. I know it sounds good and it makes your videos look more professional, but you just open yourselves up to having copyrighted content. Even if it's not now, it could be a strike later. They're not as tough as they used to be. They used to strike you for just very little reason. And now a lot of these music companies are a little bit more lenient because they can actually monetize on your video. And so rather than strike your video and when you get 3 strikes, they take down your YouTube channel, and you don't want that. And if you're already monetized and you get 1 strike, you're not monetized anymore until you go through the YouTube jail, and you got to go through the hoops to get yourself out of jail. And you can only do that like a couple of times, I think 2 or 3 times, and after that you're done. So you don't want to do that. You don't need music to make your videos pop. Those people that use a lot of music mainly for shorts and reels and things like that, when you need the music to make the video have impact, because you're not really talking on it, because you got to make it such a short little video. But notice the people that do talk on those, a lot of them don't have any music. And I know some you can do with music that's either been paid for or it's free to use. I just still would rather not take that chance. So remember, my final point with this, YouTube is the #1 platform because it's everywhere. It's for everyone. You can watch it at all times on any screen, and you have the ability to watch more content than ever before. And what a lot of people forget, YouTube is free. I mean, I cannot believe that you can watch YouTube for free. Okay, not completely for free. I mean, you do have ads on YouTube unless you pay for the ads-free version, which I haven't done yet. But keep this in mind. Where else can you go and you can upload content that supports your business or your product or whatever you're promoting, that you can make money on, whether it's supporting sales offline or online? And once you get to a certain point, YouTube is actually paying you to upload your videos. So you're not having to pay for any advertising fees, any storage fees, any upload fees, any of that kind of stuff. It's free. And once you become really good at making videos and you have a lot of watch time hours, YouTube is going to pay you some ad money. And one thing you got to keep in mind, and the biggest thing that people need to remember when they're going to be creating content on YouTube, always remember this one key thing that will make all the difference in how you think about making videos. Remember, YouTube is not just a video platform or video hosting platform or streaming platform, however you want to look at it. Always think about the key business they're in is actually to sell advertising. They're an advertising company. Their business is not to do video. The video is what helps make the platform money, because without the videos, they cannot put ads on the videos. So that's one of the reasons why I don't think the content creators will ever go away, because it would be next to impossible for YouTube to come up with its own content. And what a brilliant idea to have other people make content and put ads on their content that people love to watch. So the key idea is make sure that whatever content you upload, and you know, I have a hard time doing this sometimes, and maybe this is one of those that's just not going to hit the mark. Sometimes I never know, but remember, the whole idea is the longer you can keep your viewers watching your video, and first off, you got to get them to click. So you got to have a good title and a good thumbnail to get them to click, and then you got to have a hook to get them to start to watch and give them an idea of what your video is going to be about. And if that hook is something they're interested in, hopefully they'll keep watching. And if your video is very entertaining or very informative, hopefully they'll keep watching to the point where they'll watch it all the way to the end. And then if they really love your video, maybe they'll watch the next one that you have on your channel or in the series. And what this does is every time they watch a video, that increases your watch time, or the time that your viewer is on the YouTube platform. And every time, or the longer they stay on the platform, the more ads they put in front of them. So if you've ever been on YouTube and you just binge watching, you know, videos that you just love from your favorite content creators, and you notice that you have to keep going through all these ads, well, that's a good thing, because that means if one of your videos is presented to somebody else that you don't even know they're watching, and they keep watching your videos and they're seeing your ads, then you're going to continue to make money as you know, the more they watch. So you get at least 50 to 55% of the cut of the ad revenue. So I don't know any other platform that pays that much, and they pay more money than any other platform that I've ever heard of. Let me see. Let me ask this. How much does YouTube pay content creators in 2025? All right, here's the key payout facts. YouTube creators are paid primarily through ad revenue, just like I mentioned, which is split with Google. Creators typically get 55%, I was right there, of the ad revenue from their channel. On average, in 2025, creators earn $2 to $15 per 1,000 monetized ad views, which most channels averaging between $5 and $7 per 1,000 views, depending on the niche, viewers, location, and video engagement. Not all video views are monetized. Typically about 40 to 60% of total video views count as ad views, since some viewers use ad blockers or do not see ads due to region or device. The topics that pay the most are the finance and business channels earn higher rates, $12 to $30 per 1,000 views. So if you're in that niche, that's going to be the one that's going to make the most money. Engagement is important. More watch time, comments, and shares mean more monetized views and higher pay. Ad formats. Longer videos, 8+ minutes, allow more mid-roll ads and higher earnings. The other alternative income, so the ad revenue that you get from YouTube is just one part, and probably the smallest part of the total money you can make on YouTube. Alternative income can be made from memberships, sponsorships by companies, affiliate links. So if you got products like, say, from Amazon, you can put your affiliate link down there, and when they click on it, if they buy a product from your link, even if it's not that product, you can get paid commission. Super chats is another form of revenue on YouTube, and they also have the YouTube shop, which I have available on my channel. So if it's relevant with a video that I'm making, say like the DJI Osmos Pocket 3 camera, I'll put that down in the shop, and if anybody clicks on it and purchases, I get a commission for it. And you can also sell merchandise. So if you have your own products, whether it's a digital product or a physical product, you can make videos about it on your YouTube channel and then have links to the sales page, and people can buy off of that. And you know, most people say, most experienced creators that are doing well on YouTube, they are the ones that are actually selling membership, consulting services, anything that's digital that they can do without actually having inventory. Here's some really cool annual income benchmarks. The average YouTuber's salary in 2025 is around $60,000 to $70,000 annually. but this varies widely by channel size, niche, and number of videos. So that's just an average of all of the money that they pay out. So when you think about it, when there's only a small percentage of people making actually ad revenue, that's a pretty sizable number, because there's a lot more people on the higher end that are making a lot of money, and then there's a bunch of people on the lower end not making hardly anything. So top creators can earn 6 or even 7 figures per year from all income sources. Celebrities and viral creators like Mr. Beast make tens of millions annually through a mix of ads, sponsorships, and business ventures. Okay, so if you're thinking about starting YouTube and maybe you weren't really thinking about the monetization factor at all, I would highly recommend you really strive for that. And for this key reason, YouTube, because it's their platform, they can actually show ads on your content that you upload on the platform, whether you're monetized or not. Whether you choose to get monetized or whether you even qualify for monetization, they can still make money off of your videos. And I know some people say, well, that's not fair. They have no right to do it. Well, yeah, they do, because remember, this platform is free to use, and they are going to utilize your videos until you until you get to that level when you can actually monetize your channel. And so at that point, then they'll start splitting the revenue, and you get the majority of the revenue off of each ad. So I think that's a heck of a deal, and I don't think anybody else has anything like that, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, or any other platform. This is the #1 platform for that. And one of the things I would just highly recommend, which I'm still trying to do myself, is I would not rely totally on YouTube, the platform itself, for creating your revenue. You want to make sure that you start gathering people's emails, because if for some time in the future, something happens to your channel, it gets hacked, it gets taken down, or you get strikes and you can no longer monetize your channel, you'll want to be able to have a list of people that you can still market to. And so let's just say your YouTube channel gets taken down or something happens. If you've been building an email list all of this time, and the way to do it is, you just create a lead magnet, something of value that they can subscribe to get your free thing, and then they get added to your email list. Well, once they get on your list, then the more people you have on your list, the more you can sell to, especially if you start getting into a point where you're going to be selling a lot of things.
How much does YouTube pay content creators in 2025?
That's my AI talking. So once you get to that point, then you'll be able to create more and more and sell more. So make sure you build that email list. So the bottom line is YouTube payout fluctuates, but for most creators in 2025, the platform pays between $5 and $7 per 1,000 monetized views on average. Total ad revenue paid in 2025, the ad revenue globally is expected to surpass $30 billion, maintaining its place as the leading creator platform for ad-based earnings. As of 2024, YouTube has already paid out over $50 billion to creators in recent years through the YouTube Partner Program and other monetization streams. So if you know about YouTube Shorts, creators typically receive 45% of eligible ad revenue due to differences in how music rights and content costs are handled. I did make some ad revenue from Shorts. I had a few Shorts that went viral, and that's kind of like what helped my channel grow in the very beginning. Or not in the very beginning. The very beginning was very slow. But in the last few years, a few of those videos really hit. And they were just very simple little shorts. And it was a product demonstration video that was very, very quick and had some great music in the background. Well, one of them, I think, went, I forget how many million views, 17 million views or something like that. And then I had some that were a few million views. So I think the most I made that I can remember I made from one shorts video was $700 something. But if that was a long form video that was, say, an hour long, that would have been a lot bigger money than $700. But I'm grateful for the $700, and I'll take it any day. But I wasn't expecting that, and that's what actually helped my subscriber count. Although I'm pivoting my channel from hair care to helping YouTubers over 40 or content creators over 40 build their YouTube channel and help them make more money as they either use this as a side hustle or as something going into retirement. The first quarter of 2025 alone, YouTube generated $8.9 billion in advertising revenue, setting a record for the platform. So this thing it's blowing up. So if you're not on board with it yet, you need to think seriously about it. Actually, don't think, just do it. You need to do it, you know? I mean, why not? Why not get some of that money? And it says the majority of that revenue comes from ads placed on creator videos, making YouTube the top global destination for ad-supported video income. YouTube is expected to pay creators more than $20 billion in ad revenue in 2025, keeping it over $15 billion for itself to cover operations, support, music rights, and other costs. This payout scale dramatically exceeds other platforms, underlying YouTube's dominance in the creator economy. YouTube's ad revenue sharing system remains the single largest and most consistent source of earnings for creators worldwide in 2025. So, after hearing all of that, are you ready to get started? So the reason why I started this channel is, like I said, you know, I've been doing YouTube for a while, but I was always the guy behind the camera, and being that it was for hair care and me not being a hairdresser, it was hard for me to create content without it being somebody else's content. And I want to be the guy in front of the camera instead of the guy behind the camera, which is what I've done most of my time on YouTube. If you're interested in learning more about how to get things going, you know, find out more about YouTube, you know, what to do, what to make content about, how to be successful with it, how to make money with it. And let me just be totally transparent. I haven't figured all of that out yet. My hopes is that this is kind of going to be like a journey that I'm going to go on. And if you want to follow along, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just hit the subscribe button and click the bell to make sure you get notified of my videos when I upload them or when I publish them. And, you know, I'm going to try to do at least 2 per week and maybe more. I don't know. Oh, that's a beautiful car that just went by, an old classic, looks like a Lincoln. But, you know, my whole point is to, you know, I'm 63 years old, and I'm in a career that I've done over 30 years now, and you know, things are not as great, and I don't know where this is all going to go, but I'm just trying to kind of, you know, have a little cushion of something else as like a side hustle in case maybe they push us out, maybe we're not going to be relevant anymore, or maybe I'm just not able to make the income that I'm used to making, or maybe I get to the point where I want to do this, my regular job part-time, and then have this as a side hustle income to make even more money. And, you know, I can see myself doing this even once I retire from my hair care business, which hopefully won't be for quite a number of years. But if it happens sooner than later, then, you know, this is sort of like preparation for whatever happens. Sort of like how everybody, like, you know, starts investing or should have started investing when they're younger, and they have a nice nest egg when it comes time for retirement. And I know a lot of people don't. I have some, but I did not invest enough because life got in the way. And I just want to have more money available to me when I get to that point. But I don't know if you're like me, I just don't want to quit working at, you know, altogether. I mean, you know, part of being healthy and as we age, I think you need to still keep the mind active. And man, does this ever keep your mind active? Imagine you're not used to talking to a camera on a day-to-day basis, or thinking about what you're going to talk about, or think about subjects that you want to talk about. But now you're working your mind. You're making things click. And I mean, we need to do this as we get older. I mean, I can't see myself doing crossword puzzles, and not that that's a bad thing, but I mean, I want to do this sort of thing. I want to, even if it's something that I'm not used to talking about. One of the things that I've discovered about YouTube, and hopefully you will too, is it really opens up a whole nother world. If you've ever started reading the Bible, if you're a believer and you say I believe in God, but you haven't ever read the Bible, like what happened to me, because I just started reading it a couple years ago. And now that I've read the Bible at least once all the way through, and I'm like almost through on a second time, it's totally different. Your outlook is different. Your whole knowledge base is different, even though I don't know everything, but it opens up your mind. And I just think when you're making YouTube videos in an effort to help other people, because, that's what God wants you to do. God wants you to share your knowledge and your wisdom. And, we as the over 40 crowd, we've spent a lot of years learning things, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And, I think we have a lot to offer other people, especially people our own age. Hopefully the younger people will pick up on these videos, because if you're a younger person watching this, and if you've gotten this far, then thank you for watching. But hopefully you're getting some good information out of what I'm sharing, because even though I say this channel is for the over 40 crowd, it's really also for you younger people that are just getting started. And, if I could just say and give one major piece of advice: when you're younger, start reading the Bible. This is going to be two things. Start reading the Bible, and start YouTube early. Don't be the one that waits. All right, I'm going to give you another third piece of advice. Start saving early. I mean, what they say about saving, if you just start and make it a consistent habit early in life, by the time you get to be 60 or retirement age, you'll have a huge nest egg, and you'll just be all the better off. So 3 things: read the Bible, start YouTube, and invest in your future. Start putting money away and invest wisely. Don't waste it. Don't take chances, but don't take devastating chances. So do have some education behind everything that you do. And the one thing I can tell you, if you listen to some advice, you got to be careful on who you listen to, because there's a lot of misinformation on YouTube, just like there's misinformation on the internet. So you got to do your own research and homework. Now that we have AI, a lot of people are talking about using Chat GTP. I have a program called Perplexity that I use, that I love to use, because I use it to help assist me in coming up with ideas for content, for titles, gives me some ideas for my thumbnails, gives me great descriptions for my descriptions on my YouTube videos. It helps me with my job, all kinds of different things. It can just give you great guidance, but you gotta be careful on the information that it gives you. Sometimes it gives you some errant information that isn't totally correct, so you gotta use your own wisdom on that. But it's going to get better and better as time goes on. And so, okay, I'm going to add another 4th thing, even though it's something that you probably don't want to even think about. Highly recommend you start learning more and more about AI, because, well, for one, you just can't ignore it. It's just going to be the same thing that happened with people that did not want to know anything about the internet. Back in the day, internet scared everybody. They didn't want anything to do with it. And now look at you. Now you cannot do without the internet. Internet's part of just about everything we do in our lives, as far as, anything you want to know, it's going to be online. And if you're any legitimate business, if you don't have a website, you're not just legit. You're probably not going to be found. You're not going to grow like you can. So AI is going to be even bigger than the internet. I can't say it enough. Just what I've witnessed in the last year or two with the way AI has grown, it's mind-boggling. I mean, and I know there's some dangers to it, but you just gotta learn it and be able to adapt to whatever is going to come. Hopefully they'll have some safeguards on it so that it doesn't get away from us. But if you don't learn the AI part of this whole thing, you're going to get left behind. That's the short of it. And I'm not kidding when I say that. It's going to be so important because, just for instance, just how I used to do videos, I used to have to, if you wanted to research what you should make on a video, that was hard because there's really not a lot of information back then online. And you would just talk to people, or you would just kind of Google and see what you come up with. And if you wanted to get some ideas on how to come up with titles, you would have to either read books of people that made great headlines for products they sold back in the day with ads and things like that. You would do that. And then thumbnails just became a thing in the last few years. And now AI is making incredible thumbnails. Not to say that you need that, but it can do amazing things that ordinarily you can't do. Like, say, for instance, you wanted to make, okay, I've recently used this AI program to recreate my face. And so, a lot of times I just don't have the time, or I'm not in the right place or the right lighting, or I may not have the best skill in creating a photograph, with me doing something or being in some kind of environment or with the right lighting. This AI program will actually, it learns my facial features and everything, and I can type into the chat box what I want it to do, and then I kind of give it a short little description of what I want, and then I click the AI help to analyze that and rewrite that so that it gives me a better end result. And it'll spit out a couple of pictures, and sometimes it gets it wrong, sometimes it gets it right, but usually one of two pictures comes out pretty close to what I'm looking for. And man, the images are just so realistic looking, it's insane. And this is one of the reasons why you just can't ignore this technology. Now I can use these images in a lot of places, in a lot of situations. I can create ads, I can create posts, I can create videos a lot quicker. What used to take me maybe several days to, film a video and process it and put all this other stuff together to make my YouTube, my upload optimized and all that kind of stuff. And, back then we used to have to put the relevant tags in there. Now tags don't matter because AI is taking over. So if you don't use AI, you're going to be doing things the slow, hard way versus the efficient way. So when this AI thing helps me do my videos, guess what it lets me have time to do? It gives me more time to create more videos, more content, or it frees me up time to do other things that I need to do, like selling, or just having leisurely time with family. So you got to remember, this is just another tool in the many things that are out there to help you become a better creator. And it's never been a better time to create content on YouTube. I mean, YouTube is improving all the time. All the tools that we use to create content are improving like you wouldn't believe. Like I said, this camera, the iPhones and smartphones are getting so good, you don't need anything else but this. So always remember, if you're going to film yourself like this. Like I have the the back camera facing me. And if you need to see, you know, frame yourself, you can get these monitors or mirrors to kind of simulate what you would be seeing on the other side. But if you can do that, that would be the best quality. But even if you can't, the front selfie camera is plenty good quality. The best thing you can do for yourself is make sure your sound is good. And that's why I have this lavalier wireless mic that actually connects to this camera. But you can also get wireless mics to connect to your phone. And if you don't even have that, you could just use natural light to give you the lighting. And then as long as you're close enough to your camera, the sound is going to be perfectly fine. Now, if I was in my car and I recorded on my phone without a mic that had noise canceling on the mic, you would hear my AC unit blowing right now, and that would kind of like overtake the sound. So when it's a hot summer day, like today is not as bad as it was the other day. It was like 106 in here, but your AC would be blowing on high, just trying to keep up with the heat, and it would just drown out your sound. So try to get you a microphone that will cut out the external noise. So hopefully this video kind of got you excited about what is happening with YouTube, why you should be making content on YouTube. And keep in mind, I'm going to be making more videos about, you know, what to make content on, how to do it simply. You know, you want to keep everything simple, and you just want to just start. Just start filming yourself, talking to the camera, and it could be about anything. But one thing you definitely want to start doing is figure out what your niche is going to be on. You want to, they say that the most successful creators niche down. You want to, you know, focus on one type of subject matter that you're going to talk about on every video that you make. I mean, it could be about different things about that niche, but you want to be talking about that niche. Like, for instance, if you're going to be talking about health and fitness, you want to do everything about health and fitness, like workouts, meal planning, how to do different workout routines, you know, sleep, all of this kind of stuff. You want to make sure you focus on that. You don't want to be making like health and fitness one video, and then you're going to be working in your garden the next, or cooking on another episode, or, you know, talking about hair care products on another. Look, I've done all of that. I've been all over the place. And, you know, some of my videos, like for instance, when I made videos about what happened to my car, you know, when my 2014 Prius died and then I had to look for another car, you know, that video, oddly enough, just exploded. It took off. I had a bunch of viewers on it, and it's got like 16,000 views, which is really good. It's kind of viral for being on a channel that wasn't about cars. It was about hair care. And it was mostly guys that actually watched that and commented on it. And that's how I know, is because the guys that, you know, that commented, you know, you could tell that they were guys because of their names. Most of my comments on my hair care videos are mostly women. Hardly any guys will comment. But, you know, that's the whole reason why you want to niche down. You just want to just stay focused on it, because what's happening is, you know, the YouTube algorithm is actually, it's got to figure out what your channel is about. If you keep uploading all kinds of different things, you're basically confusing the algorithm, and it has no idea who to put your videos in front of. So it's sort of like, if it doesn't know what to do, it does nothing. You know the old saying, if you don't know what to do, do nothing. Well, that's what the YouTube algorithm is doing. And so once you start showing the same videos, and you know, one of the things that I've got to do on my YouTube channel is I got to probably unlist all my hair care videos so that it will know, hey, the hair care is out. The you know, the YouTube videos over 40 crowd is what I'm all about now. So that's what you got to do. Just got to niche down, and that way YouTube will be able to figure out who your videos are for. And then once they start clicking on them and they stay watching, then guess what? The algorithm is going to say, hey, you know, they kind of like that video, so it's going to show it to some more people. And keep in mind, it's going to probably show it to not your friends or family or people you know. It's going to show it to strangers. And so the more strangers that pick up your videos and watch it, and that's what makes it really great now compared to how it used to be. It used to be when you uploaded a video, if you had a lot of subscribers, you had a lot of views because it was showing it to your subscriber base. Well, now it's all about the algorithm, and the algorithm is going to figure out who this content is best suited for. And so it's all about making the content fit the viewer rather than your subscriber base. So keep that in mind. And again, I appreciate you watching this far. I know this is a long video. I want to make longer videos that make sense, because sometimes you have to spend a little time explaining things, because it can be more complicated sounding at first glance than what it really is. But when you break it down, it actually is very simple. You just got to take it step by step. And if you keep following me and you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'll take you step by step. I'll kind of take you by the hand and lead you along the way as I go on that journey. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate you, and have a great day. Take care.